The ANC's Black Business Industrialist Programme and the support for small businesses is paying off. ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa says these initiatives are critical components of the party's contribution to solving unemployment in the country. Ramaphosa says that government has already invested over 55 billion rand in the programme and results are showing. He was addressing the gala dinner before the ANC's policy conference this weekend.
We have now created a number of black industrialists who are already showing and demonstrating great talent. One of them is doing something which I never thought was being done in our country. They are manufacturing satellites for various countries in the world, that these countries come and buy and they shoot them up to the stars, to the space. And who is leading this company? A black woman from this country who studied space science is now leading this. And the support we gave her as a black industrialist is enabling her to do something that many of us in South Africa never thought could be done, and could even be done by a black woman-led business. And we are now doing it. It confirms the correctness of some of the policies and the steps that we have taken to advance transformation.
Let's cross now to eNCA's Govan Whittles, who's at the gala dinner, rubbing shoulders with those who need to be rubbed shoulders with. Govan, you have Paul Mashatile with you. How was the President's speech received there tonight?
Well, the President's speech was received positively. A lot of applause here from members of the audience. Among them would be ANC ministers, ANC officials, but also business people who are not only supporters of the ANC, long-time supporters of the ANC, but people who would like to take part in the economic transformation or reconstruction of the South African economy. The Treasurer General is with us. We'll have a brief interview and we'll focus on ANC matters. This is the eve of the policy conference, and the party is going to a conference. It's dealing with a number of financial issues, and we'll speak to the DG about that. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Mashatile. Let's begin with the big question around here. Does the ANC have enough money to pay for the policy conference and for the national conference this year?
Obviously, we are struggling, but we have been raising funds. We have paid the deposit for the venue, for the hotels. This evening we have received a bit more money to pay salaries. It's going through our banking system, so many people will be paid tomorrow morning. We're expecting to get a bit more money through registration. So we have said to our members from all the branches, the provinces, the NEC, the ministers, we said to them, we're going to charge you registration fees. This is not for free. So all the people who are coming here this weekend are paying. And those registration fees will go a long way to pay for the cost of this policy conference and other expenses the ANC has to deal with.
That seems pretty new. Has the ANC done that before? Charged its own delegates a registration fee? And how much are you hoping to raise?
Well, in the past we were not really enforcing it so much, but this time we are enforcing it. Everybody coming to this conference is paying, except for the veterans and pensioners. We don't know how much money we'll raise, but those who are managing it were saying, look, if they look at all the delegates coming, you can raise about 7 to 8 million rands, which will help defray the costs of some of the activities that we are busy with, so that when we leave this conference, we don't want to be owing. Same with the dinner tonight. I said to them, you are here to interact with the leadership, discuss our policies, but because we are charging you, we'll be able to pay for the dinner, so that when we leave here, we don't owe Nasrec anything.
How much are you hoping to raise from tonight's gala dinner, or how much have you raised so far?
Well, we decided really not to charge a lot of money. People buy tables, and we may be able to raise another 5 million rand or so, and we'll be able to pay for the dinner and other expenses. Whatever remains, we'll pay other expenses of the ANC. But we are very grateful that as people come to interact with us, they are not a burden to us to be able to bring the resources that are already depleted. They are paying. So when we live here, I can't go out and say, oh, now I have a burden of the dinner that I owe, because they have contributed.
Mr. Mashatile, looking around the room, there are a lot more emerging entrepreneurs here compared to the last gala dinner 4 years ago. Also seem to be a lot of business people in the energy sector, maybe indicating the interest. But the question is whether the ANC is now struggling to attract big business people to invest in the party as they did before. And what's the experience been?
In terms of the information I have, some of the people who bought the tables here are big business. Some of them may not be here, but they bought tables. So we are going to continue to interact with them. You know, the Progressive Business Forum does have platforms to interact. We have also a forum where we meet with business people, not to raise funds, just to engage with them. We also create opportunities for them to interact with our ministers. Many of them have views about policy matters, whether it's in the energy space, mining, etc. We create those opportunities, including for big business.
Thank you so much. That's the Treasurer General of the African National Congress, Paul Mashatile. Well, you heard it there, hoping to raise about 5 million here. And then the delegates that will be coming to this policy conference will help the ANC hopefully raise another 7 to 8 million rand so they can pay the bill for this conference and not be left with it afterwards, as the Treasurer General has said. Of course, this is just one of the interactions. There are a lot more ANC members here, as well as business people, some of them more hesitant than others to speak to the press and open up about their views on the ANC, but we'll keep trying, and for now, it's back to you.
Okay, Govan Whittles there, bringing us the very latest. Lots of bean counting, it seems, having to take place around these events, that being the state